Hey y'all, Wacky Wormer back with another video of my GregTech New Horizons series. This is a part 2 video. In part 1 we talked about constructing the LV crop manager, which you can see over here, and that's going to be harvesting these bonsai spruce trees, which are providing wood for an advanced coke oven, which we're going to work on today, which is going to be supplying charcoal to these advanced boilers here. And then this is going to become kind of the central unit of my power production, at least for the time being, to kind of power me through the end of the LV age and into the start of the MV age before we start engaging either with oil or with benzene, right? So off camera, I've done a lot of constructing of components. I've worked through a lot of oxygen here that I needed in the blast furnace to make those hot netherrack bricks. I think I've got all of those smelted up that I need. And so now I'm ready to move on to the second stage of processing that I need for this advanced coke oven. And if you recall, if we open up NEI here, that is, let's see, back here, that's this stage, the chemical bath, right? And this chemical bath was an LV recipe to cool these hot netherrack bricks down. But the coolant itself is an MV recipe made in a mixer, right? And that's what we're going to be working on today, is finishing out this advanced coke oven and trying to get this farm up and running. So like I said, I've been crafting a lot of these components and stuff offline. Just kind of a quick overview of things I've done off screen. I've gone ahead and made an advanced steam turbine. So this is an MV turbine. You'll note here that the fuel efficiency is 75%, which is significantly lower, I think 10% lower than the LV steam turbines. So this has a cost with it, right? And it's not something we're going to want to use a lot. It would be a lot more efficient to have 4 LV turbines and then transform up to MV, but that's obviously more expensive on the steel and everything, right? But we're just going to kind of throw something together quickly. We're not going to jump heavy into MV machinery today. We're just doing what we need to get this farm up and running. So I've gone ahead and made this advanced steam turbine. I made another advanced boiler. I think this will be the third or fourth one we've got. I've got a low voltage transformer here. We'll go over what I'm going to use that for in just a minute. And then I've also got some other components here, just pipes and things, but also some steel wire that is used for this item filter cover. So let's make this item filter first. So assembler circuit 1. This is going to be used for filtering out those saplings that I'm going to be getting from the tree farm, right? I don't have a use for the saplings. I'm just going to void all those into one of these extra utilities trash cans. And then we'll use just the logs. Those are going to go into the coke oven to make charcoal, right? While that's crafting, I've got the advanced mixer itself already crafted up here and ready to go. So we'll take that. MV circuits are incredibly expensive for me right now. I have been purchasing the diodes through the quest book. So there's a quest in the quest book in the coins section where you can purchase these diodes every hour, every 40 minutes, something like that. And it just costs these technician coins. I've been pretty terrible about actually turning in quests and claiming rewards, as you can see here. So as I burn through my supply of coins, I'll probably start going in and claiming a lot more of these quests so I can buy some more diodes. But anyways, we'll let this machine finish up right here, and then we'll move downstairs and start trying to pull all of this stuff together. One of the things I noticed as I was trying to do all the crafting to prepare for this episode is my infrastructure right now is really just killing me. Like, it's bad in the sense that it takes me forever to do anything. Okay, circuit 1, conveyor module, filter, and the 2 templates. Circuit 1, conveyor module, 2 templates, and that. Yep. Yeah, so just like micro crafting, right? Like I run, some iron rods through the lathe, and then I run them through the polarizer, and then that's what I need to make like the little motors and stuff, making all the parts and pieces for the LV circuits is, dumping this refined glue over here in the assembling machine and changing out all these components and just doing everything in a very micro way. And it's killed the productivity of it. So that's something I'm gonna have to work on moving forward. And I'm gonna kind of take a step in the right direction this episode. I think one of the key parts of GT&H, one of the key, how do I want to say this? One of the things you really have to engage with, one of the ideas you have to engage with, is kind of like building up and tearing down these processing lines as you need them, right? So I kind of did that over here with the electrolyzer, right? Like I needed oxygen, so I just kind of piggybacked off the power and water that I was going to have over here anyways to generate my oxygen in place. But the downside here is that I'm making oxygen here and I'm using it way over here. And there's a lot of running back and forth in between these two locations, which like doesn't seem very far, but I'm going through, I don't know, like 200 buckets, I guess, of oxygen at least, probably. So it gets to be certainly very expensive after a while. So with that idea in mind, we're going to engage in this coolant recipe here. So if we go pull this back up again, right? So we need the IC2 coolant. That's what we're trying to make here. And then that's going to go into a chemical bath to cool these bricks down. This IC2 coolant, you can see there's two recipes here. One that turns 125 liters of water into coolant, one that does 1,000. And the difference here being that this is distilled water. And so what I'm actually going to do is place my distillery down here alongside the mixer and try to kind of do everything in place down here. So first of all, let's go ahead and grab this advanced steam turbine. And then let's, what do we want to do here? We want to do, oh, that's already connected. Nice. So we've got that. And then we'll do our 1x copper cable. So this is outputting 1 amp of MV power. So a 1x copper cable is enough to carry that. And then we can do our mixer attached to that. And then power should be happy here now. And then we want to bring the distillery down here. And we're going to power that with LV because it's an LV distillery. If we slap this LV on, I guess really just right here, right? And I'm going to assume that this outputs the MV power. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe. We'll see. If I want to use a cable to move this around, and maybe I should, then I need to use at least 4x10 cable, right? Because 1 MV, 1 amp of MV is 4 amps of LV, and you can kind of see that in the tooltip up top, right? So I need at least a 4x10 cable to carry the power in this thing, or things are going to catch on fire. So let me run upstairs and grab the distillery and the chemical bath, and then I'll meet you back down here to finish up this little processing line. All right, we're back. I've got our distillery and our chemical bath. I need to think a little bit. The wiring here is gonna, I think I'm gonna end up closing myself off a little bit from where I want to be, but also don't necessarily, it would take a little bit of work to avoid it, I think. Actually, I could maybe do something like this. Open this up just a little bit. And then let's see if I bring a wire out the back, if I take the output of this thing over here and I bring the wires back here, then I would want to do the distillery here to push the fluid down, and then this makes coolant, and then we could push that perhaps back here. So I could get by, let's do that. Let's see if that works. So first of all, we want to set the output there. I'm hoping that's the output. I really don't know, honestly. And then there's our cable. And then so the plan is to put the distillery here. And then this is going to be our moment of truth. Okay, that seems good so far. And then we would do the chemical bath here. And then so we would want to set the output of this machine to go this way and the output of this machine to go down. All right, and then so now we also need to connect that. So you're filling up with water. And then what circuit? Circuit 5. Okay, there we go. Had some issues with the facing of this. Oh, okay, yeah. So this was... Did I not try that? I don't know. Anyways, this is the higher voltage side, and then these plain circles are the lower voltage sides. So there's a single high voltage side, in our case MV, and then there's 5 LV outputs. So we are distilling water. We are slowly pumping it in here. And then hopefully this is gonna, as soon as it hits 1,000 liters or a bucket, this is gonna start processing the dust. Hopefully it's not gonna drain our steam reserves too much. But then once it does that, it's gonna pipe it back here to the chemical bath. And then I need to go and grab all of those hot netherite bricks that I made and go ahead and get those ready in the chemical bath. So I'll see you when I get that done. All right, we are closing in on our first bucket of distilled water, which should have kicked this on. Let me double check recipes. And the mixer, oh, I'm on the mixer. Circuit 4. Always the circuits. Okay. And now we're pulling way too much energy, I guess. Interesting. Okay. That was fun. I'm not sure why that got angry, because this can only output 1 amp, right? And the copper wire should have max voltage, max amperage. I don't know how it would have outputted more than that could hold on to. Anyways, that's an easy fix. I'm going to make some 2X copper cables, and we'll get this thing powered. All right, so kind of like with the 10 situation, I just had some 8X lying around. I think I could actually, now that I understand this a little bit better, we want to hook all that up, and then we also want to hook, let's do that down, and then that way. Okay, and now we're supplying power here, and then of course now we need to build up back our liter of water that we just lost. Okay, I'm going to let this run for a little while and start to... Oh, hey. We made our first infernal brick. Okay. I didn't realize... I guess it actually finished the recipe. I didn't realize that. Cool. All right. So we've got our first infernal brick. I'm going to let this run for a little while and get through this stack. And then I'm also going to work on our oxygen reserves a little bit, so that we can get ready to immediately throw these back into the blast furnace with coke oven bricks to get our advanced coke oven bricks. So I'll see you in a second. Alright, so things have been running for a little while, but this is still an incredibly slow process. You see, I've only made 5 ingots, and it's been several minutes at least. I want this to be a lot faster because I've got a stack and a little bit more to get through. So I'm going to go ahead and make a second distillery, and I want to get all my piping set up for this so that I can run this at twice the speed, which is better than not at twice the speed. Again, I'm just trying to find all the little efficiencies I can possibly make to help things go a little bit faster, right? So I crafted up some extra. This is just 4x10 cable, but it connects up to the 8x just fine. That's no big deal. We need circuit 5, and then I need to get this piped over and down and connected. Oops, that one. And there we go. Alright, cool. So now both of these machines, this needs to auto output fluids, and I should have already turned to here. Cool. So that should have the time that I need in order to get all this done. Now my machine's kind of wedged back in here, but I can still see it, so that's not a big deal. So yeah, I'm going to let this kind of cook for a little while and start cooling off these hot netherite bricks. Alright, well that took absolutely forever, but we finally got all of our advanced coke oven bricks. We just took the output of the blast furnace here and put that over into the compressor to compress them into the blocks themselves. And now I think we're ready to move on to getting all this set up. I probably should have cleared my inventory out a little bit before coming over here, but here we are. So let's just start. Let's just start right here. So I was playing around with this chest. I was trying to figure out these covers, and namely to filter out the saplings that come out of here. I couldn't figure out a good way of filtering out the saplings and keeping those from being able to put the saplings into a trash can without also putting the spruce logs into a trash can. I swapped over here to a chest because it was kind of hard to see what was actually going on when I had the trash can hooked up. Anyways, I figured out that I didn't really know how to do it. So I'm actually going to do this a much easier way. I went and made a barrel from the Java mod and a void upgrade for there. Can't afford the void upgrades for the drawers from storage drawers. So I had to go with the Java barrel. So here I am. So let's drop down this coke oven. It's going to go right here. So it's a 3 base. And then I believe these two sections are hollow. And then this should then be solid. Okay, there we go. So that's set up. Now we want to draw out of our crop manager here. I need all this here, but space is a little tight. There we go. Do I have any? No, I don't have any blocks on me. That's all right. Okay. So let's, man, I'm going to pick this up and stuff is going to go everywhere. I guess first of all, let's just see how fast this thing runs, right? Okay, this is news to me. I did not expect to have to pipe charcoal back into here. But that's probably fine. I'll have to have like a little loop in the pipe that's extracting from here. This pipe, namely, right? I'll have to kind of loop it back and then go out here. So that's fine. This is going to make charcoal. Yeah, so let's, yeah, there's no two ways about this really. I need to get this chest. Let me clear out my inventory and then we'll get this thing straightened out. Actually, you know what we could do? We could just go off to the side here. It'll cost us a little bit extra on the item pipe. Okay, so I had to craft the Mark 1 and Mark 2 upgrades for this better barrel. That's because the void upgrade needs 2 slots available to apply. So hopefully, did that work? Upgrade slots 3 out of 3. So then now we can do this. And it's not saying anything, but, oh, nope, give me that back. I haven't actually used better barrels in such a long time. I don't really know what on here signifies that I've applied the void upgrade, but it did leave my inventory, so we're kind of just going to trust it. All right, we're working in some very tight quarters here, so it's very tough to maneuver. But what the plan is here is we're pulling out of the crop manager. It's going to hit this node here first. And the way GregTech pipe routing works is it's just going to immediately check this attached storage. It'll say yes to all saplings, even if this barrel's full. Hopefully it'll void the rest. It'll say no for everything else. So the wood continues on into the advanced coke oven here. Up here, this is where we're going to withdraw from. Yep, we're going to pull out. We don't need that to allow input. So this is going to pull out, pull down, same deal here. This is directly attached to the coke oven, so it should check here first. Does this need more coal or charcoal? And then if it does, it fills it. If it doesn't, it's going to push it out, and then that's going to go out into our advanced coke ovens. So this should be ready to work, except it's not. Let's go ahead and attach that. And then I've actually got another one in my inventory here. We can attach that. We can do this. And then attach that. And then, can I get back over? And then we need a potent pipe here to get steam in. And then we want this to allow output that way and that way. All right, so that should start filling that up. And now the question is this going to actually carry the charcoal like we want it to? It looks like it's not working. Okay, so this is acting a little funny. It's taking a whole stack out of here at a time, but then sometimes after it smelts like 4 charcoal, it just miraculously reappears and refills the buffer. It was adding a couple of charcoal to this at a time, but then when I ran out of wood here to burn, because my crop manager isn't actually plugged up and doing anything yet, so I completely ran out of wood. That time when it pulled the charcoal out, it completely filled up this boiler and then spilled over the extra into this one. So it's a little bit glitchy, but I think this loop's giving it a lot of problems here. For some reason, it's letting it put it right back into the output slot, which is obviously not ideal. I'm kind of wondering, maybe you could get around that with like a hopper or something. I'm not sure. But regardless, I think no matter what, I think it's going to go fast enough to keep up with the boilers that I'm going to have right here. So I'm not going to worry about it for now, and then if it looks like it's going to be a problem, we'll address it then. All right, so I'm doing a little bit of rearranging here. I realized that I could plop the steam turbine down right here and feed it straight into the crop manager, pulling some steam off of just this first boiler to feed the steam turbine. And I just needed to get the barrel moved over and these item pipes out of the way. Okay, so this is it. So this is 3 boilers. This whole system should support at least 8, if I'm not mistaken on my math. So I'm gonna slowly work on adding those. These are very expensive in terms of steel and some other resources. So I'm gonna slowly work on adding those. But this should be entirely self-sufficient, I hope. We'll see how it goes. It obviously, I can plant a lot more spruce saplings down here. That's going to help a lot. But these are already super efficient. I think it's something like 2 minutes and 45 seconds to burn through a single charcoal. So this really kind of has all the time in the world for those spruce saplings to grow and to feed the system. So I'm just going to continue getting this chest of wood down so I can get that out of the way. And then really the next step is just kind of tidying all this up and making it look a little bit better and expanding the spruce farm. Cool. So I hope you enjoyed watching. I really hope that this was actually worth it. It's a little bit late in the LV age to be redoing my steam infrastructure like this. But I think it's going to help out a lot. I think we're going to be relying on LV machines for quite a while, and so that this steam power is really not going to go to waste. We've still got a lot to go through to set up on a different source of power like oil or benzene. So this is going to be providing us power for a while at least. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.